Hi guys, welcome to another Bann fly tie-in pack. This time it's a fly called an indicator beetle. So beetles are terrestrials. They fall onto the water surface and trout are opportunistic feeders, and they will eat them. So what have we got in our pack? So as per usual, we have our tying instructions. This tells us what we've got in the pack and gives us a picture of the fly as intended. So we have hooks. I have one in the vise here. So these are a size 14 sort of standard shank, all-purpose sort of wet fly, dry fly hook. We have some peacock coloured light bright. We have a bit of bucktail. So you may have used bucktail in salmon flies before. In this instance, what we're going to use it for is to create the legs of our beetle. We have some foam, closed cell foam, and that will give the buoyancy to our fly. And as it's an indicator beetle, we have some Antron type yarn in a fluorescent pink cerise. So I am going to use a black tying thread for this. Started at the back of the eye. I'm holding my thread up here. And come down the body to the bend of the hook. So if you wanted to make it extra secure, either add extra wax, or what you can do is to just varnish those wraps. So I'm going to put a little bit of varnish. I'll just stop the whole thing from twisting. So first what I'll do is I will get my closed cell foam. That's probably a 2mm, I would think, 2mm thick. So I am going to cut that into a strip to tie the fly. So I'm probably going 4mm wide, say, for this size. So I just use scissors, cut it straight. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just trim the end like this. So bind on my foam. It'll compress all of the sort of air out of it. And then just hold the foam, come back with your tying thread. I'm sort of trying to go slightly onto the bend here, not far onto it, but just enough. And then I'll come forward and bind the front part here down tight. I don't want to bind it too tight at the back with foams, as they can cut if you, especially if you're using a GSP or a thread like that. So the back wrap is just slightly less tight, shall we say. So then I'm going to take my bucktail. I'm going to try and get myself 6 legs out of this, so 3 each side. So bucktail will be thick at the base and thin at the end. So I think we're going to try and head towards the base of these. Trim that. I'm going to count myself out. 6 of the thicker sort of fibers. 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tie those all in here, pointing forwards, and leave them there. Now, the body is our peacock dubbing, peacock light bright dubbing. So take a bit of that and spin it onto my thread, and then I'm going to wrap backwards with it, forwards, go back over it. I'm trying to make like a little fat body, because beetles tend to be quite sort of dumpy. So then what I want to do is to take one of my strands of bucktail back on each side, and then I'm going to add another tiny little ball of my dubbin, and again I'll take another 2 legs, 1 each side, fold it back, a little bit fiddly, but worth it. Again, a little bit more of the dubbin. Put that on, and then the final set of legs, just fold them back. So we're now up at the front of our fly. What I'm going to do then is I'm going to take my foam and pull it forward, and then put a lap over. You see I haven't pulled into it yet. Another wrap, and I'll hold the foam on top and just gradually tighten into that. And then what I want to do is take these legs and cut them off, sort of pulling them into a bunch, the 3 on each side, and then tightening down in there. So now we want to use our indicator parts for our little post. So I'm going to take my pink antron, and what you want to do here is we're going to tie it down into the little gap we've made here between the front bit of our foam and the back. So I'll take maybe an inch or so of this and set it across the top. Take our thread over it, sort of like a loose lip, and then we can tighten down into it. So the idea is now that we will cut this off to create our indicator post. What you can do, if you want, is to take another little bit of the dubbin, twist that on and go between our two little bunches to begin with, and then I pulled them back and I went in front of them, and that just folded the front one back. To finish the fly, what I'm going to do is I'm still leaving the foam long at the minute because I want to get in under that, and I use my fingers, but if you use a whip finish tool, then again this is going to help you by pulling the foam back. Just tightening the head in, and then I'm going to trim off my thread. I'm going to trim off the foam at the front. You can see we're not cutting it tight down to the eye. And then this you can cut to your own desired length. Okay, so the bigger you cut it, the easier it is for you to see, but also the easier it is for the trout to see. So I'm going to cut it down like that, and all that remains now is to varnish the head of the fly. I'm just going to pull the foam back, varnish the tie-in, and then just to make sure that the eye is open, I'm just going to take a hackle and pass it into the eye and back, and that is our little indicator foam beetle Bann Valley tie and pack instructional video.